This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 231 through lesson 240, each of which relates to the concept of salvation as used in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 231 through 240, so you can scan past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nugget commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is Salvation?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that, quote, salvation is a promise made by God that you would find your way to Him at last. It cannot but be kept. It guarantees that time will have an end, and all the thoughts that have been born in time will end as well. End quote. Later in that same introduction, it says, quote, salvation is undoing in the sense that it does nothing, failing to support the world of dreams and malice. Thus it lets illusions go, end quote. So salvation is waking from the illusion. As we are told in lesson 152 of the workbook, quote, salvation is the recognition that the truth is true and nothing else is true, end quote. So to be saved, all you need do is wake. And the workbook is showing us how. Recall that in your practice sessions, you are urged to seek the feelings and experiences beyond the words. That is how you wake from the illusion. That is how you find salvation. Just reading about it is not enough. Can reading about water quench your thirst? No, only drinking the water can. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 231, August 19. Father, I will but to remember you. Our so-called life is often just a series of distractions. That does not mean that you should shirk your daily responsibilities, but you should approach those responsibilities and tasks from the perspective of love, from the perspective of the one self. You may be taking precisely the same actions, but the intent with which you take them makes all the difference, both to you and to the world. The title of today's lesson is, Father, I will but to remember you. The lesson tells us that to remember the Father is heaven. But remembering the Father is also waking from the illusion, since at any given moment you cannot be present both in heaven and the illusion. So the title of today's lesson, Father, I will but to remember you, is another way of saying, Father, I choose heaven. I am ready to wake from the illusion and be saved.